Hi guys, this is Leslie Scrivener and this is week 5 of the OKCPS Continuous Learning Plan for Kindergarten. Guys, you have done it. Families, you are amazing. This is the last week of school, and I know traditionally this is Teacher Appreciation Week within the schools, but as teachers, we want to give you our appreciation and thank you so much for doing all you have for your children and your family. I know it probably hasn't been easy, but we applaud your perseverance and your commitment to your children in these days. Let's get started with the packet. Packet is the same as it's been every week as far as the format. The underlined words, anything you click on that will take you to the exact pages that will be in the physical packet if you pick it up at an elementary school or the food sites. This week the theme is family. And before I talk about some of the family things, I want to talk about some of the skills that are being taught. And here, this is an onset and rhyme page, and all that means is it has the beginning sound and then the last two letters kind of chunked together as a sound, so it's the onset and rhyme. The C is can be one of the letter cards, so your child, you could even put them in a bag or face down. Your child could pick out a letter card, and let's pretend like they picked out a C. So you put the C right there, K, at, cat. And then they could pick out another one. Let's say they picked out a D, so it would be dat. And you could laugh and say, oh, that's a silly word, and then try to find all the real words that you can make in the at family. Another thing you can do is you can make the word cat, and then you could say, what is another, and have all the letters like face up. What's another letter that you could pull out and put right there that would be a rhyming word with cat? And so cat, and if they pulled out a B, cat and bat rhyme because the end sound, the end little chunk, the two letters, they are the same. So when the ending sounds are the same, they rhyme. And so you can just keep doing that. Cat, bat, sat, gnat, rat. And that will really instill those rhyming words in them. Anytime you can read rhyming word books and then have them predict what the next word is going to be at the end from the rhyme at the beginning of it, that helps so much. And let's see, then we also have in math, we have some 10 frame cards, and these are super fun. So you can take these and put them face down on one side and then put the numbers face down on the other side that we had from our previous week. And if they pick up a 7 in the number card and then a 7 on the 10 frame card, then they make a match, so they get to keep that match. And then let's say it's your turn and you pick up a 6, but then the 3 10 frame card, those don't match, so you don't get to keep that book. So you can just keep going back and forth until you get, until the end, they're all picked up, and see who has the most matches and they win. Another thing you can do is pull one of these cards and then say, show me on your fingers what this looks like. Show me with Cheerios or with, anything, counters, what that looks like. Show me in number form what that looks like. Or you can take these and flash them because they can get faster and faster. And I think I mentioned last week, there's on YouTube a thing called 10 frame flash. And so it does that where it flashes these and they will start to pick up. Like this one is 5 because the whole top is filled up. And so 5 and 5 is 10, they know. And so they'll come up with that. These like that, well, what's one less than 10? 9, and so that one's 9, and they'll just get faster and faster. You can also take the 10, the one that's filled up, the whole 10 frame, and you can say, what's 10 and 4? They can count 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, but they should get, in just a little while, they'll be able to say 10 and 4 is 14, 10 and 5 is 15, and on like that. So this holds kind of a real wealth of kindergarten knowledge in these 10 frame cards. Now, there are some awesome books. There's a book about the census, Everyone Counts. There is a page about how many people in your home, an All About Me page that is just so sweet. And the kids will love and feel so important filling this out and then hanging it up in their bedroom or on the refrigerator. So that's really cool. And there's a family chart and a family tree, telling each other stories about the family, maybe even before they were born, how things that happened when you were a child. And I mean, kids just love that stuff. So it's just all about bonding together as a family, what different families look like. Families can look all different ways. And so it's a really good packet this week. Now, what I wanted to talk to you about for just a second is, if you're wondering, what does my child need to know to go into first grade? Well, I will tell you, the first grade teachers, all the teachers, of course, but the first grade teachers are working very hard. The district, Stephanie Hinton and her team are working very hard to make sure when your child goes back to school, it is not going to be a huge jump. They are going to do review. They are going to meet your child where they are. My hope and what I want for my kiddos and for your kiddos is that they can go into first grade and they can feel confident, and that they aren't having to relearn everything. And because it's going to be a little different going to school after all these months anyway. And so I thought I would just kind of give you a little clue of what they need to know for first grade. And if you can kind of work on this during the summer, it's going to help them even more. There's a thing called summer slide, and some kids, if they don't do anything over the summer, it's been proven that they lose about 2 to 3 months of school the previous year. If they have been tested on a reading level, some of them will lose 2 or 3 levels in reading. So you want to make sure you're reading with your child still, even during the summer, several times a week, so they don't lose that skill. Some other skills that you'll want to work on is make sure that they continue to write their name with a capital letter at the beginning, lowercase throughout the rest. Recognize all upper and lowercase letters, know their sounds. Make sure, even if your child is reading, that you still continue to go over the sounds, because just because they are reading doesn't mean that they can, when they're spelling, sometimes they'll get tripped up on the sounds like Y, U, all the vowels. Really hone in on those. They should be able to read the basic sight words. So every week in the learning packet, we have had sight words with the mix and fix, and just going over those and reading those. Make sure they know those. Make sure that they not only know those when you're working on them and with the cards, that if you make cards, but also as they're reading, that they can still read that quickly. So they, like we talked about, so they don't have to spend as much time on those. Blend and segment, pull words apart. So to be able to blend the word cat, and then also be able to take it apart and say at cat. Be able to write some sentences, and they can be simple sentences. Again, they do not have to be spelled correctly, just so they're writing their thoughts, getting their thoughts down on paper, and learning how to do a capital at the beginning, spaces in between words. Oh, that's so important. And then some kind of punctuation on the end. In math, keep brushing up on the shapes, 2D and 3D. Count to 100 by ones and by tens. Write numbers up to 20. And a lot of times kids they know the concepts because we've gone over them so much, but they will still tend to switch that. For like 19, they'll put 9 and then 1 instead of 1, 9. Count objects up to 20, just making sure that they know how to pull those objects away. So 1, 2, 3, so they don't get all mixed up. And that's called one-to-one correspondence. And then add and subtract numbers within 10. We've done so much within 10 stuff these last few weeks. It's just getting them ready to be able to put things together or take them apart, and it makes a new number. Which group has more or less, positional words, compose and decompose numbers within 20, and they're doing great up to 10. The 20, it's more like 10 and 7 make 17, 10 and 3 make 13. So that's what that's talking about. Let's see, you can hopefully soon we'll be able to go to the library and check out some books. If not, then I know the district has given you some different ideas on how to get into our various accounts and reading educational websites. Some good ones again to try out: starfall.com, abcya.com, teachyourmonstertoread.com. There are so many great ones. So that's it. I can't believe this 5 weeks is almost over. I can't believe school's almost out. Again, we miss your kids so much. If you have any questions, please reach out to your teacher. I hope you have some good contact with them this week, and I hope you have a wonderful summer. Keep reading. Give your kids a hug from us, and just know how much we care and how much we appreciate you, and we applaud you. Have a great summer. Thank you.